Hello, boys and girls. Here we are ready to get our Agamographs ready. You will need today, you will need a ruler, a pencil, scissors, glue stick, tape, 2 sheets of paper. They have to be the same type of paper that you use to make your drawings. And your 2 drawings. I gotta have these 2 quick drawings. So let's start. This part here, the first part, is more for my virtual students because my students in the classroom, I will be giving them already a paper already ready to go. So for your 2 pieces of paper, it depends on what kind of picture you have. So if you have drawings like this, they are where the wide side is going this way. That means that your drawing is landscape way. Then you're going to take your papers the landscape way, and you're going to tape them together this way. But if your drawing is on the portrait direction, which not very many of you are going to have those, because I did say to make your drawings the landscape way. But if you missed that detail and you made it portrait way, let's say like this picture, then you're going to tape together your papers the portrait way, and you're going to tape them together. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to tape them together the landscape way because that's the way that I asked you to do it in the first place. So you put them together like this. And you take a piece of tape and you tape them together. Mr. Conyers is having a practice with his students with the trumpets. So I put 3 pieces of tape right here and it's ready to go. So once you have your 2 pieces of paper together, then you're going to take your 2 drawings. You take one first, and you're going to fold it in half. You have to be careful. You have to make sure that this edge meets with the top edge. I'm going to put this a little bit closer so you can see. You see, not like this, not like that. See, it's when the edge meets the edge, the corner meets with the corner. Once you have it there, you pinch it. You take your finger, you slide it down. Once you slide it down, then you go like this to fold it up. And then with your fingernail, you make that crease very sharp by pressing with your fingernail. So once you fold it that way, you're going to fold it again. Again, you want your corners to meet, you want your edges to meet. As much as you can tell if they're meeting. Once they meet, you pinch it, you go down. And then with your nail, you make sure the crease is very sharp, very, very flat. And then one more time, This paper that I'm using, it's the drawing paper. It's a little bit thick, and that's the one that one of my classrooms have. If you have that one, just be patient. It will be a little bit tough, but try your best. That's the last time I'm going to fold it. If you have a ruler, which I hope you do, the ruler helps you. You go like this, and you press on it. It helps the crease be really, really sharp. Once you do that, you open it. Now, as you can tell, I folded it once, twice, 3 times. But that's because my paper, this paper, my drawing had the landscape direction, the long way. But what if you have if your drawing is portrait way? Then you don't fold it as many times. So you're going to fold it this way, the hot dog way. So if you have it the portrait way, you're going to fold it the hot dog way first. Make sure those edges meet down. Nail. You only fold it twice. 1 and 2. We could do it a 3rd time, but then it will be, the strips will be so thin that it's going to be too hard to fold later on during the project. So you will have only 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces if you're doing it the portrait way. But you're not going to really have only 4 pieces because you're going to have another paper, 2 papers, so 4 plus 4 is going to be 8 pieces. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to open this. I'm going to put it on the side, and I'm going to do the same with my second drawing. Again, make the edges meet and the corners meet. Pinch it. Once you see you pinch it, you go down like this with your finger. You hold it, and then with your fingernail, you super press it. And then when you go, you fold it again, make corners and edges meet, pinch, go down, and one more time. This is the hard part. This is a hard paper. Make the edges meet and fold. I'm going to take my ruler. As you notice, I can do this with my ruler because my drawing is in the inside of this. If I would do this with a ruler, it could ruin it it can dirty it. So now I'm going to open it. And we have all these creases going on. What we're going to do is we're going to make a line. I'm making a line on the creases. For me, it's not really necessary to make lines because I already see the creases and I can cut over them. But some students can see better if they have a line. But when you cut it, it's clear where you have to cut. It's a little bit tricky. Make a line on each crease. So that what I did here is that I couldn't see the crease very well. So I just folded it again, but in the opposite way. You fold it a few times like that and you'll be able to see the crease a little bit better. Okay. So now we have 2 pages, the back of this. You can see my Sharpie through it. Remember, this is my drawing. I'm not drawing anything there. I'm working on the back side. And I have all these lines. So now I need to put numbers on each one. I'm going to put this further away. We are going to put numbers on it backwards. And we're going to put even numbers on one page and odd numbers in another page. So this is how I'm going to do it. So you're going to start on the right side. 1, this is going to be okay, the top one, the top one's going to be the odd one, odd numbers, and the bottom one's going to be even numbers. So I'm going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So as you can see, then you're going to double check you did it right. You make sure that this page is only odd numbers and this page is only even numbers. I have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Those are all odd numbers. We're good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Those are even numbers. So I did it correctly. And now we're going to cut these. But actually, I do not want to cut them all at once. So if you cut them all at once or too many at a time, and then you don't have any more time because there's no more time left over from class, you're going to have a whole bunch of strips just hanging around that can get lost. So you are going to do one at a time. You first start with 1. You cut on the line. I have 1. I am not going to cut any more. I am going to take my piece of paper that I have already prepared. The 2 pieces of paper that are glued together, the one that I'm using are not glued together. This is a big piece of paper that I cut from large paper that I have in my classroom. All the students that are in the class have this kind of paper. So this is the number 1. There's the number. And you have to remember, oh my goodness, I remember putting the 1 on the top of the page. So I have this upside down. I'm going to put it right side up. It's very important that you put all your numbers in the right place. If you put them on the bottom of the page, you have to remember all of them have to be at the bottom of the page. Observe this. I put all my numbers on the top of the page. It's very important. Especially with the number 1. If you write the number 1s like this, it can be tricky. So I am going to put glue on this. And now to put them on here, they're not going to be backward numbers. Remember how we put them backwards on the paper? We're going to put them from the left to right, just like when we write. I'm gonna put it right there. Make sure that all the corners are glued down. Okay, this is 1. So next one is number 2. So I go to the number 2 and I cut it. I'm gonna glue it. The 2 is in the top. And you see how I try that these papers are matching, that they're in the same height. I'm not putting this a little bit higher, a little bit lower. I'm making it the same, on the same place. So 1, 2, next one is 3. I have my 3 here. I'm gonna cut that. Number on the top. Now, it's okay that you leave a little tiny space. Like that, a little tiny space. Because we will be folding it. It's good to have just a little tiny space. Not too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look for 4. I'm going to cut 4. Now, it's important that the space that you leave is not big, but also do not glue right on top of it, because then the folding is going to be very difficult. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are my even numbers, so it's not there. It's over here. 5. I left a little bit of a space, just a little bit. And now I'm going to continue this. I'm just going to fast forward. So I finished gluing together all my pieces, and as you can see, there's a little bit of space over here, only because, I don't know, maybe the paper's not cut right, or whatever reason, you might have like pieces of paper that are sticking out like that. And also you'll probably have this where the page ends and you still have part of your drawing that is going out. That's because of all the little spaces that we left in between these that were a little bit necessary. I want to put this close so you see the spaces have to be very, 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 very little. Don't be gluing them with big spaces in between. Okay, that is fine. It doesn't matter. If you see that they're not glued well, you go with your glue. Like over here, I noticed that it was lifting up a little bit. I put more glue on it. And that's it. And you can go ahead and cut the papers that is sticking out. So this is how your drawings are going to look. They're blended together. So it is normal that it's going to look like here. My two backgrounds, one had a orange background, the other one had a gray background. So it's supposed to be gray, orange, gray, orange, gray, orange, gray, orange. That means that it is in the right order, hopefully. So the next step is to fold it. We're going to fold it like an accordion, like a fan. I'm sure that some of you guys know how to make like a paper fan, so it's the same way. So I'm going to take this first section and I'm going to fold it. Fold it like here. And it's folded this way. Now I'm going to fold it the other way. You always fold it where the division is. Then this way. Then that way. This way. That way. It's right where each piece is divided. This way. That way. So now, see, it looks like a fan, but so now you put it, it's in like a fan. You're going to put it upright. You look at it one way. Let me fix it. See, you go, I'm going down. This eye level here, and then as you walk, it turns into the other picture. Ta-da! I hope you enjoyed making this. Bye.